Hey everybody, Rodham here. Thanks for tuning in to Starsector. So unlike other episodes, I want to talk about some of the core game mechanics. Certain buildings and items generate interest points, and when your interest points are 7 and above, you're going to get Luddic Path cells, which is sort of like pirate raids, but even worse. And then on top of that, if your interest goes high enough, you are also going to draw the ire of enemy factions. So what I mean by that is, let's take a look at Bezel. Right now, Bezel, all it really has here is a megaport, which has 0 interest, mining, which actually draws 1 interest, and then the rest of this draws 0 interest. So, as far as the Luddic Path is concerned, they are interested 1 out of 7 for the Bezel world here. Now, I did mention that I wanted to start doing heavy industry. So before I do heavy industry, it really behooves me to set up refining, because raw ore can't be made, the raw ore that this mining makes can't be made directly into ships. I need to refine it first. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the interests that you can have. Mining generates 1. Tech mining is variable depending on how extensive the ruins are. So it's 2, 4, 6, or 8. Scattered ruins is only 2. Vast ruins is up to 8. It goes scattered, widespread, extensive, and vast. Refining is 2 interest. Heavy industry is 2 interest. And if you use a nanoforge, it's an additional 4 interest, up to 6. Orbital works, which is like an improved heavy industry, is 4 interest with a nanoforge kicking it up to 8. Fuel production is 2 with a synchrotron core up to 6. And then you've got gamma core at 1, beta core at 2, and alpha core at 4. Now the thing about the artificial governors, the alpha, beta, gamma core governors, is regardless of whether your interest value goes above 7, you're going to piss off everyone by throwing a AI administrator into your colonies, because it's very, very, very illegal, and only do that when you're really ready. So for taking a quick analysis, Bezel here has mining. When I add refining to it, its interest value will be 3. Now if I add a heavy industry, it kicks that up to 5, but if I use a nanoforge, that will bring it up to 9. So it's in my best interest to probably add refining to Bezel, and then go over to Livowetta and actually add the heavy industry here, because Livowetta is truly flying under the radar. It's just so far it's just an agrarian planet that doesn't draw the interest for anyone, not really. Now, if you ever have a world that you're starting to get terror cells, Luddic Path terror cells, basically the Luddites will start to terrorize you because your interest goes up so high, you can mouse over the terror cells. If I end up getting one, I'll demonstrate, which will show you what your interest is. So the idea is, until you're ready to actually start taking on factions, meaning that you have very powerful fleets of your faction-controlled ships, and you're very strong, it's really in your best interest not to draw the ire of other factions. And another thing I wanted to mention that I've been failing to do, the blueprints I've been selling on the open market, if those planets that I've been selling them to get raided by pirates, they'll get access to the blueprints that I sold on the open market. It's not just a black market only thing. The black market instantly gives that those blueprints to the pirates, but selling on the open market isn't impossible to have pirates take advantage of that. It's entirely possible that we'll end up with anything I sell in the open market landing in the hands of pirates. Now, one way to minimize this would be could be something along the lines of selling only to my own worlds. And if I'm only selling to my own worlds would have to be raided for that to fall into the wrong hands. Ooh. I love me some extra random ruins that I happen upon. So the goal of my episode, this episode, is to get refining up and running on Bezel, and then, if possible, to get some heavy industry on Livueta, and that's going to give me the ability to make some significantly better fleets so that my own faction can defend itself a lot more capably against whatever and whomever. It will also give me the ability to manufacture ships myself, which is also very, very good. So, chasing down some extra bounties. Yes, bounties once again. This guy, Volcanic World, yellow primary star. Ooh, I really overshot that. Oh, no, I don't want to kill you. I want to kill you. You are Desert World, dwarf primary star. So, are you here? Let's see. Yep, you are right there. Perfect. Going for the easier targets. No need to make it too hard for myself. Alright, whole bunch of ships. Moving to engage. Another request I got from all of you guys is to basically graduate away from the Doom, and getting heavy industry will allow me to do that. Getting heavy industry allows me to manufacture ships like the Paragon, or really anything I have blueprints for. Now, it's not free to manufacture ships, and it takes a good bit of time and money, and it will back up your own industries. So heavy industry actually produces a lot of money, but if you're having heavy industry make ships for you and not for the market, you're not going to really be making a lot of money. But yes, I do plan on graduating away from the Doom. However, I don't want to just evict Vredog out of tragic hysteria and take over the Paragon. That's not really a strategy I want to do. But yes, at some point we will be rocking battleships. Well, I was a little over enthusiastic about how close that one would get. Alright, we got a flame out. And he's dead. Good old salamander MRMs, right? Now, another thing I wanted to mention, I got a comment about my, about basically how this series doesn't cover some of the meta. So, I've said stuff like, I don't like missiles, and I don't think they're all that useful. And also comments like, oop, your little burn drive, sending you straight at me. That demodded ships are bad. Now, there are skills that you can get in this game that allows you to have demod ships in your fleet at much reduced cost. There's also different loadouts for ships that missiles are very, very helpful. These are all sort of isolated edge case metas, in my opinion. There's strategies that you can employ. There's a lot of little sort of min-maxing strategies that you can employ in this game to improve your odds, to, you know, strengthen your fleets or whatever. I'm trying to just show the game probably the way 95% of people will play it, and not some of these edge case metagaming. But I wanted to make it clear that this isn't the one and only way to play. You can definitely play with missiles. You can definitely play with large fleets of small ships. There's a ton of other ways that you can make this work. Some people like certain ships, like I, for instance, like the Sunder. Others might hate it. It's really up to play style. You know, if you're playing a role-playing game, some people want to be wizards and some people want to be warriors. The game can be played both ways, and there isn't a right or wrong way. It's just I prefer it this way. And so I don't want to necessarily discourage you from discovering odd sort of game mechanics that you enjoy. I'm just trying to show you more or less your path to a reliable way to get a decently sized faction and, you know, the more popular ships and things like that as a tutorial series, rather than some sort of min-maxing strategy that, you know, might not interest the majority of you. And these min-maxing strategies, I am sure there are countless numbers of YouTube series that employs demod fleets or missile barrages, things of that nature. All right, let's start to take down. Stop chatting about that stuff and start to take down these enemy fleet. Otherwise, I'm not going to hit my goal of getting refining and that stuff this episode. Not going to hit me with that missile. Oh, did I just get a 2-for-1? Yeah, that was a 2-for-1 combo. No, come on, stop trying to hit me with torpedoes. So rude. Alright, the Mora's special ability here is like an invulnerability thing, so there's not much point in fighting them. I'm going to tell everyone to full assault. There's not much need to guard the sensor jammer anymore. Alright, about to overload you. And about to overload myself. It's too bad I can't finish him off. He has like 5% hull and is overloaded. Alright, come on, ships. Don't let him hit me in the trunk. I really dislike ships that don't really engage. Now, aggressive pilots would definitely get up in the face of a lot of these enemies, but then they're also way more likely to lose their own ships to do their own aggression. So there's, unless your ship is really well armored and all that, there's certainly a disadvantage to having aggressive pilots. Alright, we're doing pretty good cutting through their fleets. Making quick work of their many, many ships. Shouldn't be too long until we've got ourselves a victory. Surprisingly enough, I haven't actually freed up a lot of deployment points. I'm actually very surprised by that, as we've been crushing them and blowing up cruiser-class ships. They must have a ton of cruisers for the extra deployment points. Alright, come on. Stay away from... Yeah, there we go. Big old bomb, taking all the fighters out. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Alright, here's the apogees. I think that I am tasked to kill. Alright, 3, 2, and fire. Overloaded. Let's see. Making a quick health check on these ships. Everybody's fine. No one needs help. That's another... the Doom is pretty versatile and agile, allowing you to assist ships quickly. But with that said, you know, going halfway across a battlefield to help someone can be pretty tricky. Oh, I need to get out of here. I'm almost max flux too. Hey, step up. Step up, dude. Alright, I'm gonna hide behind the Paragon. Come on, I'm getting missiled here. That's okay. Alright, you I'm telling everyone, just go fight. I check in on this ship here. I really rarely see them shooting and fighting, which bothers me a good bit. There's no room for pacifists in my fleet. And that ship is almost never bearing down on anyone. Go on, Dominator. Go on, Gaze. Get some. Alright, let's go help the Legion. No, this Falcon wants to tangle, sure. Go away, Apogee. This fight's between me and him. Oop, don't want to get hit by that big old torpedo. At least their Dominator is trying to kill me. My Dominator's trying to kill no one. I think part of that is I have really long-range weapons as part of that my Dominator's loadout, and their behavior is to really get as close as the longest range weapon. That is what a steady pilot does, and as a result, they're not really risking much skin, which is what is bugging me. Alright. Mr. Apogee, I'm coming for you. Let's overload you. Blow you up. Can't go backwards, can you now? Alright, I'm max flux, they're max flux. Oh no, they're overloaded. And now they're dead. I don't think my ship's great against Dominators. They're not some of the enemy ships that I'm particularly well suited to go against. But it looks like my Legion is going all in against this Dom here. As you see, it's just rushed it. So if I have backup, feel a little bit safer. There we go. Stop hitting me. Make you use all your flux to run point defense. Not really though. It's pretty easy, cheap and easy to do it. All right, any ships in peril? Nope. Probably my own is the worst off because of the combat readiness that I'm suffering at the moment. That looks like a vulnerable Apogee right there. Full flux and everything. So I'm about to be full flux too. Oh, just got an engine flame out too. You're not going anywhere either. And come on, almost. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I got overloaded doing that. Well, my ship is fried deeply. Alright, I am going to switch ships, maybe? Let's go ahead and transfer command and tell this, my ship, to direct retreat. My old ship. Don't you blow up on me now. Alright, so we're in tragic hysteria. Let's go rip some things up. A little bit easier. Got a lot more guns in this thing than I do the other ships. Alright. Our little herons are gonna get ripped to shreds. Alright, all lasers on the apogee. I think this is actually the bounty ship. Has a level 20 pilot in it, so stands to reason. And they're defeated. Left's gonna be... Oh. Ow. It's been a while since I've... man, I've really just fried my own ship here, too. Been a while since I've captained such a large ship. Come on, engines, come back. There we go. Doom retreated, and pretty much everyone else is going to retreat. Yeah, I'm just going to claim victory and have them pursue. Transfer command. No, actually, order second in command. Send, I'll send a bunch. Ship recovery. Apogees and Eagles. Yes, please. Ooh, another ship. That's pretty good. Alright, so we have a whole bunch of ships that I want to repair up. We also got a whole lot of money, so with the money, let's go add refining to Bezel. So the refining construction just started, and then I want heavy industry on Livueta as soon as that finishes. I'm going to fly to the closest world and start to offload these ships. Monthly income's looking pretty good. Pretty healthy. Pretty healthy indeed. Now, a lot of people said I shouldn't add fuel production to Perdition. But in truth, I just want to. Yeah. I certainly didn't need to. Let's take a quick look, actually, at the... Maybe I'm wrong. Let me take a look. System info map, or rather, sector... No, what do I want? I want show system info. So there is... The hazard rating of this planet is punitive. This planet really doesn't have any resources. We've got... this one's a little bit cheaper to colonize, but it doesn't really have any resources that I'd want. We've got... this constant companion world. No, really, the gas giant was the best with its plentiful volatiles. As long as I wanted to stick with the Rama is my only sector. Now, of course, there's other sectors around with probably better volatile planets, but I was fairly certain that my decision to go with Perdition was the right one, and I'm sticking to that. Now, there's not a need necessarily to manufacture your own fuel, but it's just something I wanted to do. I want to, as a belter, cut my reliance from other planets. All right, repairing my ships, and... All right, mod spec... Okay, we can sell all that. Gonna add a whole bunch of crew. I might even open market the remainder of the crew I need to get my ships in order. Open market that back to them. Alright, go to fleet. And I don't really mind these ships ending up in the black market. That's fine. We just killed pirates with them, so they already have access to that. Alright, well that's pretty good money. Pretty good money. Now we have all this extra crew. I'm just gonna go ahead and sell the crew right on back. Pretty sad, right? But, you know, whatever. Trade goods. Guess I'll take some supplies. And let's see, Livoetta. If I wanted to add heavy industry, I need about 500k, so that's my next goal. This bounty is not too bad. This bounty is pretty horrible, given that there's 5 battleships. This one has 4 battleships. Conquests can be outfitted to be very, very scary. Sometimes they're not. Oh, this one's terrifying. So let's do... And then there's a pirate base. So this pirate base is in... somewhere up there. You know what? Let me buy a drink for someone. No, I don't want a delivery. If I could learn the exact location of the pirate base, that'd be kind of nice. Another tip I got that I hadn't mentioned is the teleporting from a gravity well. Or rather, transverse jump from a gravity well. Definitely could be doing that more often. So here's a world, for instance, where in the past I've sold the blueprints to an apogee. A shrike and a wolf. The apogee is really the dangerous one. So if pirates were ever to raid the Mazalot world here, that blueprint would fall into the potentially fall into the hands of, you know, enemies. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually restore. No, I'm not gonna restore this civilian transport. Is there a cheaper? Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, this nebula restoring it is, or buying a new one. Buying a new one is cheaper considerably. Let's go to fleet. Oh, but it's not the same size. It doesn't really matter. A smaller one is just fine. In fact, it might even be better because max burn 8. Yeah, this had max burn 7. So let's sell this old one that's kind of broken down, that's using up a lot of extra fuel, and refit this one to have additional berthing and efficiency overhaul and nav relay. Done. It doesn't need guns. Alright, that makes it a little bit cheaper to travel around. So, I came all the way over here. Oh. I'm about to get scanned. Go ahead, scan me. Yep, I got my mule smuggling my AI core. Let's see. Dockside bar. No one's going to talk to me. We'll find out where this pirate is ourselves. So they are at the black hole. Ooh. Let's transverse jump. Now the transverse jump doesn't use extra fuel. It just uses supplies because you lower the CR of your ships doing it. Oh, I'm gonna get hit too. Twice. So let's take a look. It doesn't tell me where it is. Let's jump into a fringe. Definitely in the right spot, because there's deployed points from the pirates all over. Let me turn off my transponder. No need to tell the pirates, hey, I'm here to blow up your base. The base might actually be in this nebula cloud, or that could just be a debris field. Not quite sure yet. No, the base is right there. Oh, and a research station. With an administrator inside, and a gamma core, and blueprints to the Molyneux cannon, which I will learn. Let's just take all. A lot of path stuff. Okay. So, let's go ahead and learn this. Set this aside so I don't black market it. And pick the bones of that research. And now hit the Gardas Sanctuary. Military options. Let's launch a raid first. We outnumber them. Got some recreational drugs and food and stuff like that. And now we're gonna bomb. Yeah, we're gonna bomb it. I'll just send the 2. Yeah, we'll see if I need backup, but this has been pretty typical lineup. Now, once I graduate from the Doom, I can just have the AI control the Doom. Oh, bye-bye fighters. Alright, there's not much point me being in front of the Paragon here, because I can't tank. Alright, so it's a 3-sided base. It's got 2 weak sides and a strong side. One of the weak sides just had a overload. I'm going to try to close the distance. Now, the only problem is... Alright, let me briefly cross in front of Tragic Hysteria. The problem is they cut their... He cuts his weapons, even though I wouldn't be affected. I'd phase through them. As like a politeness thing, I guess. Overload again. There we go. All right, one side down. Nope, you're not hitting my engines. Not that easy. Oh, they just got me with the torpedo while I looked away a second. Tricksy little tactics. Alright, I'm done tanking. Tragic, could you really get in here? Just don't escort me, just blow this thing up. I'm tired of their missiles and torpedoes hitting me. Now let's go for the weak side again, I guess. That's what's facing us. Get up there, man. Come on. Alright, it's gone. And one last side. Hiding behind all the debris. This might hurt. As you can see, they're going off like crazy. They're like, get them! Oh. Oh, thank you, Tragic Hysteria. They had another torpedo bearing down on me. That would have really hurt. Right, let me just get behind him before overload. Ouch. They got like mole ears. There we go. Claim and outie. Oh, I got a blueprint from that. What blueprint was that? That was the Afflictor Phase Frigate blueprint. Cool. Those can be fun to, for lack of a better term, spam, because phase frigates can be very, very, very annoying and effective. These two debris fields are kind of annoying. I can't seem to pick. All right, I'm not going to bother picking. Livuetta. Let's add heavy industry. That'll be awesome. That will be so very awesome. Now, we are still very, very poor. Let's go ahead and figure out some... Do we have any colony threats? No, I don't think I have any colony threats. I'm going to head back to core space, I guess. Some of these worlds I haven't really surveyed. I don't really need a survey here. Alright, Gold Motley. And we'll just head back to core to see if any more newer bounties crop up. Get back within comms range. So what's the ETA? 57 days for refining and 112 for heavy industry. Income's going up, 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 up. Another thing I could do is work to try to get refining on Perdition as well. That, of course, draws a lot of attention in its own right. Fuel production and synchrotron core plus mining would be 7. So I got to be a little careful of that. I might just refine it, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so there was this I didn't want to sell on the black market, but everything else can go. I'm also selling some recreational drugs that none of their local authorities scan me for. The Gamma Core I can hand over to the Tritachyon if I want. Let's see if there's any... No one wants to pay me for anything. Oh, before I forget, I have this new administrator. Let's see, colonies. Oh, wow. So, salary, they're the same as the other one. I'm going to, for now, dismiss them. But at least I'm dismissing them in a core world. So that, you know, we're role-playing here, but, sure, scan me, go right ahead. You know, if you dismiss... It's funny, because in this game, if you dismiss people, like, in open space and deep space, like, it actually doesn't really matter. Ooh, Alpha Core? I just picked up off there? Hello. That's expensive. Another thing I haven't really been looking at is the black market for ships. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to get our one more combat ship for the additional pilot that we've got. I will accept your delivery. This takes us to across the... Oh, we're about to get scanned. You guys gotta have some trust. Quit scanning everyone. Alright, so there's no... I'm gonna stop in on Ragnar and turn in the Gamma Core. I'm keeping the Alpha Cores for when I don't really care if other factions go to war with me. And I can throw them in as administrators. And they are very capable administrators. I could also, you can also throw them into, you can also throw them in to control certain industries as well. Give industry boosts. So if I have like Orbital Works with a pristine nanoforge and an AI core controlling it, the ships that I would get manufactured off of that would be crazy good. Now, yes, I have sold some corrupted nanoforges on the black market here, but that doesn't really help the pirates all that much. What was I doing here? I was nothing. Any other deliveries? Nope. All right, let's talk to the station commander. I'll give you one of these. Goodbye. Ow. Alright. Rama's targeting from pirate activity, so I'm going to have to swing by there and end those piracy attacks. I need to go to Nachiketa, or whatever it's called. Whoa! There is some sort of giant pirate raid going on here. Sorry, I'm going to take your buoy. I'm sure this buoy originally belonged to the hegemony, but now that it's owned by the pirates, I don't really care if I blow it up or not. Orbital station at Perdition is done. Patrol HQ at Perdition is done. Perdition, as a result, should have considerably more stability. Yep, there it is. The free port's hurting the stability a little bit, but doesn't matter. Oh, actually, the Patrol HQ started. The orbital just got finished. Excuse me, I misspoke there. Another thing I want to do is... So we have fuel production. Or rather, we have fuel mining, but we don't have fuel production here yet either. That is something that I could add. Although, it would not make... other factions all that happy that I'm producing a lot of fuel. Alright, so I broke the trade embargo. No, I broke the little trade embargo. Maybe I'll keep these volatiles. I have an ability that requires volatiles to be triggered. The little neutrino detectors. So it wouldn't hurt to keep them. Nope, they don't have any ships that interest me. What about work? Sure. Ooh. Awesome. Awesome, double awesome. One of the missions I got is actually to go to one of my own worlds. So, yeah. Like, I will take a delivery up to Bezel. Why not? I need to head there anyway to stop pirates from raiding, so... There's a lot of debris fields that I kind of just overlooked. Let's pretend I hadn't. Let's pretend I was thorough or whatever. Well, this monthly income's definitely helping out. Having a free 60K, you know, every month that I'm not having to earn other than my investing in my colonies. It's very nice. As I sleepily navigate these, there we go. So there's a ship. I think it's my civilian transport. Yeah, I need to speed up that civilian transport. I'm only moving at 18, not 20. I need to add military subsystems to that bad boy. That's next on my list. Just one day away from home. There's perdition. Okay, I need to go to not Loboetta. Oh, there's a giant Ludic church fleet. Not feeling that. Get out of here. Okay. That's done. Now I know where the pirate base is. Now, if I wanted to, Bezel, because it's free market, is generating recreational drugs that I can take from Bezel and, you know, invest somewhere else. But I'm also very low on fuel here. That hasn't been lost to me. I need to head over to Loboetta and refuel. Perdition here is just making volatiles, not fuel yet, because I don't have fuel production. So, but I do have a way station at Loboetta, and that'll allow me to refuel a whole lot. In fact, full. For money, yes, but full. The AI cores that I have, I want to put away. I guess these volatiles are just going to go into my... Oh, you know what? I have so much heavy machinery. Why do I have this much? I don't recall getting this. Okay, well, whatever. Take. So these Falcons and Shrikes, Nebulas... The old Sunder I kind of retired happily. I'm going to take all these ships and... I'm going to take crew, hire crew. Didn't I have crew? Don't I have crew stored somewhere? I think it might be at Bezel. If not, I'll just hire some. Okay. Apparently I don't have crew, even though I was pretty sure I did. Alright, we'll just hire some crew. This will slowly repair the ships that I have in my employ. The pirate base, colony threats, pirate activity. The base is, yeah, it's here. Okay, what else is there? Wasn't there a bounty there? No, the bounty moved. Good. Because that bounty was like a death stack of ships. So I took all those ships from storage here so that I can sell them. Oh, but you know what? Before I leave, let me speed up. So the civilian transport needs to get refitted. And it doesn't need a full dedicated engine drive. It just needs military subsystems or whatever it's called. Harden. No, it's not hardened. Maybe I'll just give it an augmented field. Oh, there it is. Burn level by 1. Supply reduction. Yeah, that's what I wanted. But I think that makes it so that I have to give up berthing for efficiency. Overhaul. Oh, no, I can... Yeah. Yeah, I can't have both. Okay, all set. Well, now my fleets are going to be a little bit faster. I'm going to use my supplies to repair these ships. So all of the ships in the fleet are 100% and ready for sale. I'm going to go blow up this... see if there's any deliveries I can take. I'm going to then blow up the pirate base and... no. Yep, alright, here's a delivery I could take. Of some volatiles. So I should have 360 volatiles now. Yep. Oh, and there's a raid coming from this base here. Somewhat weak raid. I'm not all that worried about it. Let's go find this silly little pirate base. Now they're setting up. Pirates aren't like interest like the other factions are. So they're gonna raid me like no matter what. And there's really not a way around that. But you're all coming at me. Okay, your base is right there. Military options. Apparently can't raid, so... Oh, because, you know, there's allies in the area. Hold on. See if I can't... Ooh. Perdition is being raided. Because... So, if you read this, a fairly capable expeditionary force of one fleet to disrupt the spaceport. It's because the world is a free port. And that's what that's what's going on. So what I could do is I can use my connections. It will cost me some reputation. I reduce my reputation with them by 20, and their raid does not come. All right, so here's a raid on this pirate base. Got some fuel and some food. I'm going to transfer command into Treasury's area and then also field. 1, 2, 3, 4. Field some ships. Yeah, you can always use your well, not always, but you can often use your reputation to thwart sabotage raids like that. All right, the smuggler mule. You might want to stand back. Actually, I really only needed to add the apogee. The apogee is the one that needs to level up. Rose. This is such an easy pirate base. It's going to go poof in no time. Puny pirates. They're dead. I obviously fielded way too many. But Rose did level up, as I was attempting to do. So, Ms. Rose. Combat endurance. Now let's go sell all the ships that I have in my employ that I don't need, because there's no point in sailing around with a whole bunch of them, spending fuel to keep them up and running. That doesn't make much sense. Refining at Bezel is done. So, what that means is Bezel here makes metals and transplutonics. These are very, very helpful in order to manufacture ships. Gas giant. Oh, Perdition's too small to even add another industry. All right, monthly expenses. These are just because I withdrew 85K worth of fuel and crew from the stockpile. Mostly fuel, actually, is the expenses there. Yeah, crew was only 16K. The 70K was for the fuel. No problem. Alright, let's get rid of some of these ships. This will make an extra little penny or two. Alright, selling on the black market. One Falcon. Yes, I could put Rose in these, but they're damaged ships and I don't want to. So we have multiple civilian transports. I'm going to sell the other ones. And the Waking Dream. So I need to buy. So these are the ones I just sold, obviously. No, there's nothing I really want to buy. Oh, I also have this delivery mission. Let's pretend I hadn't forgot about it. go deliver these volatiles to Madrea. Wait, pirate trade convoy that I just picked up on the comms. Those can be lucrative if you raid them. From Dawn to Katanaden, or Kontaden. Nothing like pirating pirates, right? The true Malcolm Reynolds way. Oh, pirate activity at Tile. I wonder if they're gonna put a bounty up on them. Alright, so here's my delivery. It's done. Independents like me lots. Tons and tons and lots and lots. At this point, I probably actually don't need to buy... Oh, there's Pirate Base. And some random delivery contract. Sure, I will deliver your fuel for you. Whoa, I am so over my fuel, though. Let me sell off the excess. Because that was ridiculous. Okay, I'm delivering this to Aztlan, whatever it's called. Is that true? I already did that. No, Chico. And I'm just taking, like, quick and dirty little missions. This will allow me to get some pretty good money. All right, so we've got heavy industry about 37 days away. I'm coming up on an hour here. I really wanted to get heavy industry done. I guess it's queued, but not quite done. Taking a look at the news feed. Man, I'm getting a lot of reads on what pirates are up to. Whole bunch of new bounties. Whoa. My news feed is full. A lot of bounties. Yeah, flying around the core worlds, you get updated. Alright, Patrol HQ at Perdition is done. This adds some additional stability. I don't have room for any other industries here. I could do ground defenses for some additional stability. That would not be terrible. Let me build that. That's not too pricey. Now, where's Chico? Here it is. Some giant fleet sitting on the gate. Yeah, that is a big fleet. And they're doing an interdiction pulse. Hey, guess what? I can emergency burn. I could obviously take that fleet out. It actually wouldn't be that hard. It's just no one's paying me to do it, so like, why bother? I know, the capitalist in me, right? Alright, the independents love me. I don't really care about the Panther Cell. That's only if I wanted to go hunt the Luddic Church. Yeah, okay, no. Got your own problems. What about one more bounty? That's not too bad. This one in Hufra. Oh, here's a pirate base at Enki. Alright, I will do this, and this will be the last thing I do this episode. Or rather, you know what? I'm out of time. As much as I'd like to. We can queue that up for next time. Monthly income's looking really healthy. As you can see, Bezel, with the extra refining, is truly cranking out some cash. Some big cash. And as soon as Livaweta gets the heavy industries, that will follow suit. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments about what I could do better or what I could explain more thoroughly. If you would like, Radamant.com gives you the link to the Discord channel where you can discuss this. If you're interested, I'm also taking patrons for having your own pilots or ships. Catch you all later. Thanks for watching, guys. Adios.